Looking to buy or sell a home in the GTA? Look no further than Remax Jack Turner. Jack never stops working to get you the best value for your home, often selling above the asking price. With extensive knowledge of the markets and a trusted reputation, Jack is your reliable partner in real estate transactions. Trust Remax Jack for a smooth and successful home buying or selling experience within the GTA. Contact Jack today at www.remaxjack.ca and let Jack help you achieve your real estate goals. Jack Turner has been a partner of the Stickers and Stuffs podcast since our very first season. Rev up your race car with 2-Speed Motorsports, one of our new premier partners of the Stickers and Stuffs podcast. This business is based right here in Ontario, and 2-Speed Motorsports is your go-to for custom manufacturing, race car maintenance, fabrication, welding, and racing parts and maintenance. Specializing in setup and R&D, they are also the home of Raptor filters, which are specifically designed for racing. 2-Speed Motorsports offers a wide range of products available, including tire carts, gear pots, body braces, jack stands, caddies, and more. 2-Speed Motorsports has everything you need to keep your racing ride in top condition. Visit www.twospeedmotorsports.com for a full catalog of their high-quality products.
Stickers and stuff, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and stuff, our racing guide. Hear the roar and feel the speed. Every driver chasing dreams, from the green flag to the win. Cannon cradle, let's begin. Stickers and stuff, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and stuff, our racing guide. Engines roaring, crowds alive, Ontario pride by the mile. Lap by lap on the move, catch the thrill in every groove. Stickers and stuff, we ride. Interviewing.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. Cam K, Great and Bun back here. Thank you all for tuning in for a great Ladies of the Oval month presented by our friends at Muskogee Jet Ski Rentals and Mighty Wipes. Very successful month for us. And see, speaking of success, it would make sense that we would welcome in somebody who had a lot of success recently. He didn't quite get the title last year. I don't want to bring it up too much, but he's done one before. He's gotten a title in the past, so he's all good. He hasn't had one. Oh no! My
So
first
three
mistake.
seconds since I've started.
3 second place finishes in points. I don't even want to imagine what will happen if you finish second again this year. Calvin Reesor joins us. Calvin, you've been one of our longest tenured fans. We love you and we appreciate you. Got to see you finally getting out on the racetrack last year as part of the SNS Racing family in a new number last year. It was beautiful. It looks beautiful. It races beautiful. I think the only Nissan that runs in the bone stocks at Sunset.
Jack Bird has one. I don't know if he showed up a lot. He has a newer one than mine.
Okay, so he's got a newer Nissan than you. How did it
A
all
little more
start for
horsepower.
you? How did it all start for you? Because 49, if people don't know, why are you running it?
The 49 is for my stepdad, Frank. He raced for years, and he passed away. And I was running a number 2, which is also a family number, I guess you want to say. Mike Brown, he's been a family friend forever. So when I couldn't get 49 the first time, I picked 2 for him. And that was the ongoing joke. And then once Frank passed, that was the end of that. We had no choice but to switch over.
It brought you some good luck this year. You ran well, and I remember, and I go back and rewatch some of the highlights. Uh, I think people shit on Bone Stocks a lot, but you guys put on some amazing races last year. The battle between it was with you, Jordan Owen, Phil Givens, and Chris Allard or sorry, Aiden Harper. Chris spun himself out at the very end, but the battle between you five was spectacular. Professionalism, not junking each other. Three wide, two wide, one wide, four wide at one point. Didn't make it to the corner, but it was still four wide at one point. You guys got to feel great about how that season played out.
Yeah, like our class is one of those beginner classes, you want to call it. I call it more of a budget class because
Yeah.
there's guys in this division that have been running for longer than I've been watching them. So, but I consider it that, and I find we can either put on a really good show, we'll go green to checkered, or we'll put on an absolute gong show and write off a bunch of cars.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We've had a couple of shows like that in the past. It seemed like after what had been I would say more of a rough year the previous season. Last year, you guys, for the most part, had a pretty clean season in Bone Stocks overall as a class. How do you feel about the competition level in it?
The competition's great. You can every track's got like their main guys that can show up anywhere and run and win. Uh, Sunset seems to be Cobalt dominated, but I say that, but I've come second every year so I'm clearly beating a bunch of them, just not just one of them usually.
Somebody that's been on our show a few times actually, Adam Ross, in a typical Adam Ross type way, says racing is the only sport to repeatedly kick one in the junk, and one keeps coming back for more. What's your motivation for the kicks in the junk to keep coming back?
Honestly, I just want one, but no. It was kind of just Frank got out of it the year before COVID. He sold the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened, and we happened to have a street car. So I'm like, all right, Flamey's running a race. Let's see if we can do this. And then since I've been driving it, I've had a great time. I love it. I really don't see anything else on a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the wife will appreciate hearing that, but uh, it's just been a part of my life for so long that, like, wrenching on them, partying in the pits. The racing deal has only switched over for, I think it's going into my fourth or fifth year. I've only raced not that long, like myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
I've been around the racetrack since I was a kid, but
Yeah.
physically behind the wheel is not long.
Why'd you
No way.
decide to get behind the wheel?
COVID. That was literally.
Oh, really? That was
Yeah.
it?
We were bored. We thought we could build a car in a garage in 2 weeks, and we got it built. And
That's awesome.
never raced before. Went to Flamborough. I had a couple guys with me. I had Gord with me, Shepard, and Frank, and a bunch of guys. They did the old walk around the racetrack, kind of show you where to go. And I don't think I listened at all the first time, so where to go. And then I found out I got a shift. That was all new. Still learning that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost made the A main in my first attempt, but if I remember correctly, me and Feeney got into her going into 1 and 2 on the last lap for the B main. So
Damn it, Feeney. It's funny because I was convinced that you'd been doing it a lot longer. So how long are we talking? You said you grew up at the racetrack. Did you specifically grow up at Sunset, or was there another track?
no, the younger years I was at Barrie Speedway with Frank, and then pretty much wherever he decided he wanted to go that year is where we ended up going racing.
Nice.
He was. That's the coolest thing about it, because Frank was one of the first names that I learned about Ontario racing through, actually due to the Operation Green Flag that they did during COVID. And he had a race where it was him. There's one that Todd Davenport won at Sauble.
Him, Kenny Grubb, and Frank. Top two.
Yeah, and it
I
was
think
one of the best races I've ever seen.
we did the math. We think that's still a combined average oldest finish.
Really, eh?
That was the joke going on.
Some
And
veteran
then,
experience.
well, that Peterborough that's following you, they just switched the order.
Yeah, that's right.
Frank
That's
won it,
right.
Biff came second, Grub came third.
Well, and that's the coolest thing about when we got to know you a little bit and know what that number, means to you,
Mhm.
and know a little bit about Frank is when he did pass, you kind of hear from everybody about how of an amazing, much of an amazing racer he was, and how clean he raced and always would help you out. Do you kind of take that same mentality in the way that you approach racing, in that everything that you do behind the wheel, you kind of do it as this is what Frank would do, or did you kind of create your own style?
I definitely get his patience because there's times where I definitely should use the bumper a little more, and I definitely hear it from my mom and the wife there. But
Yeah.
uh, other than that, he used to yell at me too for not using the bumper, but he was the worst for not doing it. So
You got to bring home the best appearing bone stock too, so that kind of probably puts a nice bow on the package to pay a great tribute to Frank this year too, eh?
yeah, he won it with the exact same wrap. So and
That's awesome.
me and Frank sat there and picked it, and Mike Paps at Auto Trim did his work, and he makes it look great. And I almost feel bad wrecking it sometimes, but
Got to do what you got to do.
yeah,
Has there been a thought of potentially moving into a higher division, Calvin, or are you like you're comfortable doing the bone stocks? And I've got to ask for Graydon because he's going to be up there a lot this year. Are we going to see Reesor at the beach this year?
I would love to move up, but the wallet says you're going to stay right where you are. So
Kind of
uh,
dictates everything, right? Yeah.
yeah, and with the baby too, she's turned 5 months, so she's kind of front runner of the money. So, but
Yeah, big time, eh?
Saab will be great. It's hard trying to find those days to get up there,
Yeah.
and the days I don't race at Sunset, I'm spending time with the family. So unless we can plan a camping trip or something, but
Right.
I
It's a tough balance to strike, especially with like as a young family too, having the little one. That's got to
yeah.
be. I mean, it's got to feel good to get out to the track and blow off some steam and stuff, but like striking that balance, doing the family thing too, right?
Luckily, she's been there since she was born. Basically, she was born August 31st, and I called Jacob Booth actually at the hospital. I'm like, hey man, you got to grab my car. I need the points, so go get that thing and go race it.
Yeah.
And then might have had a week off, and then we were there with her the next weekend. So she's been
Oh,
there since she was 2 weeks.
that was the reason why he was in your car. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Okay, because like you got, and I think there was like a running joke between you and Phil Givens that you guys both became dads this summer, and definitely want to see the kids race each other. Got to get the Power Wheel drags going for when they're a little bit older. But
yeah,
you see Reeser versus Givens and the Power Wheels.
yeah. That'd be a good time. The joke is Phil beat me again. So
No doubt it.
Well,
Nice.
that's one of those things, Calvin, that I think what you guys really proved to me, and I say proved to me because I think at in my own biases towards bone stocks at the beginning. I mean, I kind of thought the same thing that the first couple of seasons I saw bone stocks at Sunset, they were demolition derbies, and you guys showed that you can put a ton of wheel into those cars, be all over the place. But you and Phil, I I legitimately say race with so much um cleanliness, and it seems to be a lost, almost a lost skill. Where do you come up with that? Is that the Frank kind of methodology, or is it I'm not going to fix my friggin' car this week?
I wish I could say that. It's more so the Sentra is such a momentum based car that if I use the front bumper, I'm going to lose those spots I might have gained anyway.
Mhm.
Now there's some guys that can get it working that way. I haven't figured out yet how to absolutely use the bumper and then just pass them. But I mean, I can use it. It's worked to my advantage sometimes, but I find 9 times out of 10, I'll set the pass up before I drive through someone.
I've heard it's a hard track. Um, the common word that we've heard is that there's either you're on either side of the spectrum. You either love Sunset or you hate it. And we've seen like OSS, we've talked with multi-time winner champion Chad McGlynn. He has done racing forever and has never been able to get a hang of that track. So, what is it that you find is the key to getting around without giving away your secrets?
You find a corner that you're good at. Either you're good at 1 and 2 or you're good at 3 and 4. And then once you find that corner that you're good at, you maintain in the other one, hopefully. That's
Interesting.
kind of my hopes when I'm out there anyway. I know I'm pretty good through 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, I kind of just hope for the best and maintain what I can do. But 3 and 4, I know I can make her through there pretty quick. So that's always an important corner to be good at too.
That seems like common advice. Like I've had a grand total of one start there in the mini stock, but that was pretty much the advice that Randy and Doug gave me, was just like the corner that you like and you just adapt. Like, yeah, as you say,
Yeah,
just kind of maintain and do whatever in the other end.
yeah. Once you find that corner you're good at, going into that corner you can pick up whatever you need to pick up. But
Yeah.
you're going into the next one, you know that you're gonna have to just hold on for a little bit.
I guess it is just what makes it such a bear, that they're just so different to each end.
Oh yeah, you get kind of used to it, but you
Yeah.
definitely pick and choose where you want to go and when you're going to make that move. And Sunset's also wide enough, you can throw 3 or 4 wide if you really want to.
Something that we're getting away from the track a little bit, but we always like to pay things forward and talk about people that do charitable causes. When before the kids went back to school, you had a deal where you were stuffing your race car full of school supplies for kids in Simcoe County. Talk about that a bit, Calvin.
Yeah, that was with through Pops Cannabis there. They are big supporters of almost every charity they can get a part of.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, that was the weekend the daughter was born, so the car didn't actually get stuffed, which is pretty upsetting.
Oh man.
But we still got donations. We still went and handed those back into them after we left the hospital and stuff like that. Made sure
Right.
everyone that donated their stuff got given away. But yeah, no, like, so they're big supporters. Pops is big supporters of that. They're part of Wounded Warriors. They're part of anything you can think of. They usually got a hand in it doing something, which is
That's
great.
great to see. Having somebody or a brand, a company, and the people that run it behind you, that in that regard to help you engage in the community is something that a racer's pretty lucky to have.
Yeah, I got to go to Barry Red Fest with the car with them too, and
Nice.
it's kind of cool seeing all the kids come up and look at the car. And I learned very quick to take the keys out because one little guy there, he figured out how to. If I didn't jump there, I would have lost the car for sure.
Well, and that's the
Starting
type of
young.
stuff you got to do, right? Like, I mean, everybody knows the racing part of it, but you've got a partner that's really invested in doing stuff with you, and you repping the brand. Obviously, it's been a couple of years. You said you started when COVID started. How has the game changed in the years since you've started? How is the level of competition, the level of cars? Obviously, Sunset's changed quite a bit in that time. Their promotion has gone through the roof. How have you found it through the last couple of years?
Yeah, those Sunset, they got a team there now that's pretty top notch guys. Spencer knows what he's doing. Got Brandon. Spencer doesn't know it. Brandon will take care of it, and then they'll find a guy before whoever needs to do the work, they'll find it. Uh, Other tracks too, like Peterborough, getting that video out, those videos last year were great. I love watching them. I wish I could go there more, but that drives a little far. For the same reason Flamey often drives far. And I have absolute terrible luck. So
Well, I mean, you could always, I would say you could always go out there, Frostoberfest. There's always potential there, and I definitely think you've got a ton on the go as it is, right? Being a dad is obviously a pretty big job
yeah.
nowadays. Anything changed with racing now that you've got a little one at the track?
Uh well as work gets done in the car, that's for sure. You can kind of go sneak in a couple hugs there with the baby and make sure she's all good, make sure mom's all good and not overeating or whatever. And other than that, she like for how old she is. I think she enjoys it. We were watching the Clash here, and Christy was trying to feed her a bottle. As soon as the race started, she kicked that bottle out of her mouth, stared at the TV. Caution came out, she grabbed the bottle back. So I'm like, all right, you're learning.
She's learning. She's
Yeah.
learning. All right.
Yeah,
All
she
right.
Kind of piggybacking on talking about Sunset and the great promotion they have. They're bringing good crowds to the track and everything. You as an ambassador of the track, and grassroots racing in general, what does it mean to you when you're taking the pace laps or when you're in the pits and you see the fans? How does that feel?
Well, oddly enough, I kind of zone out when that happens. I just,
That's true.
like, I can feel them afterwards, like the energy after, like when you do win, the crowd feeling's there. But
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if I pull out on the track, you're gonna see my hand waving,
Yeah.
but I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Just,
Focused on the job in
yeah.
hand, right?
But the crowd's insane. Like, if something happens, like even watching other classes, if your fans are in the beer gardens, That's when you pull,
Yeah,
you'll
that's
know
right.
they're there. Trust me. You take out someone they like, they'll let you know. You end up
Yeah.
winning that race, you go pull over there. They'll make sure that you feel loved, even if they don't know you.
I love the fact that as a track, they've really felt like home to us. They've done a great job at welcoming us in there. How do you feel the outlook of racing is? I mean, it's definitely you watched the Clash the other night. As you said, things are different across the board. In your eyes, what's the most difficult thing about racing nowadays?
The price.
Yeah.
That's mainly like price is a huge thing. Uh,
Mhm.
Sponsorships, like Denny Hamlin lost FedEx. He's having a hard time finding sponsors. If that guy can't find sponsors, it's gonna be really hard for like little guys to figure out. But just the atmosphere too. Like as I said, I've been around since I was a kid, and I'm sure there's some guys who've been around the track too. Like there was no problem after a race that everyone hangs out till 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock. That feeling's gone. It almost feels like a job now. You don't
Yeah.
like to see that. You're taking the fun out of it
Yeah.
by making these cars cost 100 grand. And hell, my car is $3,500. I wrecked that. I'm pretty upset. But you just miss that camaraderie, which I think the bone stocks are kind of bringing it back a little bit. That
Yeah.
we can hang out with anyone usually, and no one's gonna not gonna be a big scene. But
Yeah.
that's what I like about it.
I think that's a great point. I think one of the things that has been very common in conversations that we've had with racers is that number one thing that you just said, money. And people are spending way too much on everything. And then when they do wreck something, it's way more, even not even wrecking. Let's just say, even if there's some contact. Hell, you see Ty Gibbs pull a move like he did the other day, right? Where he got spun out on a short track and he goes and just wallops into the side of, like we've seen guys at Sunset that do crazy stuff and literally turn it into a demolition derby. And that's a bad look. Like it is. It's not what we need, right? We need guys, like you said, camaraderie. I was able to do an interview with you guys, and there's like 6 bone stock racers all chilling, having one interview together. That you don't see. You don't see that in like the higher divisions. You just don't.
Not
So
anymore.
no, not at all. Not at all. Is there a way to bring it back?
Ah,
Loaded question, I know.
yeah, unless you're gonna start taking the expensive parts out and starting going back to the old school way, which I think they're older and over. These
Yeah.
days, you kind of just bring your friends to the track this way and hang out with who you got, and afterwards, hopefully, you can share a drink. But it'll be pretty tough.
Is it a matter of just people taking it too serious as well? Like this is supposed to be a fun thing, and we're turning it into like I'm gonna be the next, I'm the next Dale Earnhardt.
I think we know we're not going to be Dale Earnhardt anytime soon, but I think it's more just there's too much money invested now to be out there wrecking cars every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like even my $3,500 car is probably more money now than when I bought it. But back in the day, you could write that off, build one over the weekend, and go back out. Well, now you're probably at least a couple months getting one back together, unless you're Chris, who can build them apparently in like 4 days. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, actually. What's on the bucket list, Calvin? Is it aside from the obvious championship, what's on the bucket list?
uh autumn colors classic, that'd be a good one. And that one I've been going since I was allowed to go. There was a time where that was an adult only Thanksgiving weekend and I was not allowed to go. So I've been going there since I was 16.
Wow.
So that'd be a good one.
hmm
Uh, that'd be fun. I would like to go try Flamey again, as much as I say I have bad luck there and stuff. But my car that I bought was a Frostfest winter car anyway. So clearly it can work if I just get it up there working. But
Just saying, if we need to get a car, Chris, our buddy Calvin needs a car. Let's get him in it. Let's get him in it. We got to get him out there. I mean, Chris,
and Delaware. I forgot about Delaware. I would love to go try this thing out at Delaware.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard the
Let her
stories of
stretch her
these
legs
cars
down
out
there.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Is this whose car was yours?
Craig Coles.
That's the car that was so good at Delaware too. Man.
That's the year he ran Delaware with it and won Frostfest that year with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that car now. It was the black 55 with a white stripe, if I'm not mistaken.
With a gold cage. Yeah.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
was funny. So we raced. I raced my street car, which was a Sentra, and then we watched Frostfest on G-Force. And with me and Frank, and I'm like, that's the car I think we should get. And I pointed at Craig's, and then Craig put it up for sale, and now we're pretty good buddies. So
That's awesome. Nice.
You know, one of the things that we really like to do here on the podcast, Calvin, I'm sure you're aware because we know that you tune in quite often, and we thank you for that. One of our most loyal listeners. We get an opportunity, we give the opportunity for you to shout out your partners, anybody as well that helps you on a weekly basis, getting yourself to the track, taking care of the car, taking care of the kid, anything that helps you with the weekend. So this is your opportunity to shout them out and toss in your social media as well so people can follow along.
yeah. So I got the sponsor last year. I haven't really bad for getting sponsorships. I haven't started yet this year, but those emails will be going out soon. Pops Cannabis came on last year. They were really great guys. Barry Nissan has been on the car since the start, which is so happens to drive a Nissan, which helped. But Bullseye Axe Throwing, they have 2 locations, Barry and Newmarket. Jonathan started on Frank's car, and now he came over to mine when I started racing. So that was sweet. Big Brian and Sons Towing, they've become like family to us. I help on Jacob's stuff. He helps on mine. He we enjoy racing each other too, which is always nice when he comes back down to our little class. And TOK Transit, the performance, sorry, they came on last year. They were nice. Highway 400 Transmission. I should really have a picture somewhere, but I don't. Oh, Barry Auto Trim Design, Paps.
That's
unreal
right.
work. Shepherd's Docks, Gordy, his company. He's helped me a lot now. If I have any questions or concerns, I go to him. Yeah, I think that's it.
Pretty good.
Nice.
It's been a while
Pretty
since I've had to
good.
say them all, so
Yeah, dust the rust off there.
yeah.
I think you got all of them.
I
You
think
said Shepherd Docks.
Fact checking you.
Yeah.
I think you got them all,
Nailed it.
except for stickers and scuffs.
yes. you
He's
guys.
out of here. He's done.
And the best, he has like one of the best spots on the car too. It fit perfectly right on that A-arm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
right.
beauty. Fits so nice.
And how about your social media? Because you guys are pretty active on socials. So how can people follow along?
Yeah, so Facebook's Reesor Racing, Instagram is Reesor Racing, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I have a TikTok, it's Reesor Racing, but it's more for nothing too serious on that. It's more for jokes and taking stuff off of that. And like the Twitter is Reesor Racing, and that is usually just me saying some jokes on there too. So don't take that too serious.
We love having Calvin Reesor as a part of the Stickers and Scuffs family every year. We want to thank Calvin Reesor for being on this episode presented by Remax Jack. Of course, don't forget to pack and call Remax Jack. And of course, our friends at 2-Speed Motorsports who are going to be at Motorama. So go and make sure you check out their booth. Get yourself everything you need for racing season. Great and Bun, what do you want to say to Mr. Calvin Reesor before we wrap it up?
Man, it's February now, so a few more months, and there's a fair bit of snow, but let's root for that stuff to be all gone and get back at her. And we're looking forward to getting back out to Sunset and seeing you tearing it up and going for P1, man.
Thank you. Oh, and if you guys ever want to, the shop for the race cars right off the highway towards Sunset. Like you turn off the highway to go to Young Street, we're on the left hand side.
Oh, no way.
That's where the shop is. So if you guys ever want to come stop in and see,
absolutely,
like race season, stop in. Maybe not one of the 3 o'clock starts because it's pretty tough for me to get there because I'm usually tired. So, but yeah, we right there to stop in. Usually have a good time loading up.
That might be kind of a fun little side tour there, eh, Cam?
Yeah.
I think it should. That's something that could be done. Yes.
Yeah.
I like the idea. So you might see it coming soon on Stickers and Scuffs. We want to thank Calvin Reesor for joining us tonight here on the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.
Appreciate it, guys.